Hello and welcome to the 49ers First and 10 podcast. 10 minutes of the most up-to-date 49ers news first thing in the morning. I'm your host, Brianna McDonald, and I'm joined by 49ers team reporter, Lindsay Pilares. So, Faithful, it was a little odd to have a weekend without 49ers football, but the team is feeling good at 3-0. Lindsay, what was head coach Kyle Shanahan's plan for the team this weekend?
It was considered a mini bye by all of the players and head coach Kyle Shanahan because this is as close to a break as this team is going to get until the actual bye. So to have a weekend off is great for the body, great for the mind. And now the 49ers enter this week with Monday kind of working as a bonus day. So that's where we are in terms of practice schedule and coming off of a Thursday night game.
I'm sure the team will appreciate any bonus days they can come across. Although there was no game, there was major news with the 49ers announcing multi-year contract extensions for general manager John Lynch and head coach Kyle Shanahan. Can you talk a little bit about the move for this team?
Yeah, congratulations are in order for this dynamic duo. They joined the 49ers at the same time in February of 2017, and now they're getting contract extensions together. Great move for the organization. Head coach Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have put together an amazing string of 49ers history. I would say, they've led the organization to the playoffs 3 times under these two NFC West Division titles, reached 3 NFC championship games, and of course that trip to Super Bowl 54. They've got an amazing roster stacked with talent right now. Obviously, it's very early in this season, but it's encouraging this team's 3-0 start. Likely, or at least we all hope, a successful season ahead. And that's a testament to the hard work of both of these men and the teams that they lead. They truly have put this organization on an upward trajectory. So from what I saw on social media as well, a lot of people very, very happy about this move for the 49ers. Fans are happy with it. So there's going to be a lot of stability. Same 2 people heading up this organization for many years to come. Multi-year is a little vague, but I'm going to go ahead and say many years. So excited to just continue this chapter with them.
Yeah, when we've gotten to hear the team's CEO, Jed York, speak at either State of the Franchise or at any 49ers Foundation events, he's talked so highly about how important the relationship building is and the chemistry and trust that's been established with this leadership. So how well does this group work together, and talk about how they, really lean on each other?
Yeah, Bree, it's been a great demonstration, like you mentioned, of just teamwork. And you can tell that specifically head coach Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch have a really good working relationship. I think there was a really great example of that during the draft. Both of them spoke before and after and really emphasized the, great back and forth that they have with each other. They're not afraid to work with each other. There's pushback when there needs to be, a lot of open dialogue, and they really lean on each other and lean on each other's teams in order to help compose the roster as it's happening in the draft. I think that's the best example of their working relationship, but you can just tell they're always out on the field together during practices. It's typically all smiles, and you can just see that there is a great working relationship as well as a great friendship. They've been together at this organization for now 6 years and will be for the foreseeable future. So yes, a great working relationship there. And then also you add in CEO Jed York, and I think it's just more of the same. There is a lot of healthy back and forth, and they've done a really good job working together because you're seeing the team that has materialized on the field here in 2023.
And, one story that comes to mind when I think about the relationship between John, Kyle, and Jed was John talking about how he went to Jed during free agency about the signing of Javon Hargrave and how he knew that this was going to be a major move for the team. And so when he got the instant trust from Jed and Kyle, we've already seen that materialize in the beginning of the season. So this team of leadership for the 49ers has been so amazing for the past couple years of 49ers history, and super excited to see what's to come for them. We got a little post-game conference call from head coach Kyle Shanahan after the Thursday night football game. So let's talk a little bit more about what's to come. What are the injury updates you heard from that call?
So it sounds like the 3 injuries that we had emerge from that Thursday night game, they don't sound too severe. So we have linebacker Dre Greenlaw, linebacker Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, both dealing with ankle injuries. They were considered day-to-day following that game. And then also wide receiver Deebo Samuel, we saw him go down on the field. It looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. It's an apparent rib injury. He's also being considered day-to-day. I think with the long weekend, that's obviously great for the body to be able to take some time off. We will hear from head coach Kyle Shanahan on Wednesday, so we will get the full injury update on there. But headed into the weekend, that's where those 3 players were.
And after breaking down the film, Kyle Shanahan highlighted some standout performances from that Thursday night football game. First off, how did quarterback Brock Purdy handle those blitzes from the New York Giants defense? What did Kyle Shanahan think of his performance?
Yeah, I think initial reaction was he did a good job. And then after reviewing the game tape, Shanahan said that he was even more impressed with him, was exactly what he said. So I saw on PFF that it was 37 of 43 passing plays. Some of those got nullified by penalties. They were blitzed on. And so that is a crazy high number. Purdy handled it well. Obviously wasn't 100% on his game, and the offense wasn't quite flowing in that first portion of the game, but they figured it out by really late in the second quarter. They had a couple of touchdowns before the half, and Purdy was averaging his fastest throwing time of his career. Next Gen Stats had him at 2.34 seconds. So he was getting the ball out quickly in response to all that blitzing. So again, just a tremendous effort by the offense, Brock Purdy, to beat that really heavy blitzing by the Giants.
And sticking with the 49ers offense, running back Christian McCaffrey has dominated the 49ers run game for the beginning of the season. And honestly, the faithful haven't expected anything else. But how did Kyle Shanahan feel about the running back rotation in Thursday night football?
Yeah, I think the big emphasis going into Thursday night was, yes, CMC is amazing. Yes, he's going to get his touches, but there needed to be exactly what you said, a running back rotation. So we did see Elijah Mitchell get his first significant snaps of the season against the Rams. He didn't see the field at all. So he finished that game with 11 carries for 42 yards. And I do believe he had a couple catches for some short yardage as well. So he was happy with how that rotation went. Obviously, that's good for Christian McCaffrey just to continue to keep his legs fresh. And when you have the talent in your running back room to have that rotation, there's no reason not to.
Now, breaking down the defense's game against the Giants on Thursday, Kyle was asked, was this the best you've seen defensive lineman Javon Kinlaw play? And Kyle responded, yes, because it's the healthiest. So what did you think about Javon Kinlaw's performance, and why did it shine so bright to Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, I think I'm going to echo exactly what Shanahan said, and also what reigning AP NFL Defensive Player of the Year Nick Bosa said, that this is absolutely the best that they have seen Javon Kinlaw play. The 49ers did incorporate a 5-man front on some plays against the Giants, and that actually was a very successful move by the defense. And again, both Shanahan and Nick Bosa attributed that elevation in Javon Kinlaw's game to simply him being healthy and having a really good offseason. So I think this year we heard a lot about Drake Jackson training in the offseason, and the same goes for Javon Kinlaw. He spent a majority of his time here in Santa Clara training with the staff here, and I think you're seeing the early returns on that now. He's feeling good. He's feeling healthy. He said his body's never felt better. And yeah, now you're seeing that on the field play.
Another person highlighted from that game was Tashaun Gipson Sr. And Kyle talked about how important he is on the field, but not just in the game on the field, but also in the locker room. Can you talk about what kind of leadership he brings to this team?
Yeah, Tashaun Gipson Sr. has earned the name of dad. And I'm not sure if that's just for the defense or the entire team, but think of him like that. He's just been a tremendous addition for the 49ers. He was a late add of 2022. I believe he came just before the start of the regular season. And in 2022, if you remember, Jimmy Ward had that hamstring injury that kept him out the first 4 weeks of the season. And that opened the door for Tashaun Gipson to really make a mark on this team. And he did. He closed out the year as the team's interception leader with 5 picks, and just in general has been a really great veteran presence, not just for the safeties, but for the entire defensive back group. He's earned high praise, not just from Kyle Shanahan, but also Talanoa Hufanga mentioned that he was a big portion and a big reason why he was able to get a Pro Bowl nod and an All-Pro nod as well in his second season. He's been a huge mentor to him. And so really, I think you only hear good things about Tashaun Gipson Sr. And, they have to give him his reps off to keep him fresh this year, but he's a very, very highly touted player in that room, and hoping to see a lot more picks from him in 2023.
And Faithful, you can see Gibbs' leadership shine and what the chemistry and dynamic is like in that defensive backfield on the 49ers mic'd up videos on YouTube and 49ers.com, because you get to see the little intricacies of what they talk about during a game, and it's really fun to see. But that will do it for today. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for joining me in this update. Don't forget to follow First and 10 on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Turn on the notifications so you're in the know when we post any breaking news updates. And thank you, Faithful, for tuning in.